Peace and blessings to the chosen, Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim pushing his truth with sincerity and charity, risking their lives and freedom to do so. I'm the brother alive, and the Spirit came upon me to talk about what may potentially be the title of this video, which is Betrayal is Irreversible. And it's just certain things that's once it's done, whatever brotherly covenant, whatever friendship, whatever agreement is not, it won't be the same afterwards. So I was watching this video on YouTube of the main storyline of GTA 5, and it says why Stretch hated Franklin. And to summarize it, basically Stretch set up Franklin and Lamar multiple times, and eventually he Stretch had to be dealt with, because that once a person is betrayed you once, to unalive you is not a thing of oh, okay, well, I failed, so I guess I'll just leave it alone. It wasn't meant to be. They're gonna keep trying again and again. And I liken that to say that we should never trust in our enemies, and that this is the same relationship with Jacob and Esau. And Jacob, being Israel, Yasharallah, the true Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and Negroes today, and Esau, Edom, being a self-proclaimed white man today. So Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 12:10, says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be as unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit not at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten by a serpent, or such come as nigh wild beasts?" So yeah, it's you can't just this is what they call a loose end. Once you've been betrayed to be unalived, or done some great evil to, you have become a loose end to them. And now they're gonna have to live the rest of their existence looking over their shoulder, because at any point in time you can come to avenge yourself. You can come to right the wrong. You can come to make a reaction to it. And they don't want to be caught unaware. They don't want to be caught lacking or not prepared. So they have to finish their loose end after they did that. So not only is Edom involved in the treachery against us as a nation, as a people, but the entire list in Amos 1 and Psalms 82, Psalms 83 and 2, well, no, Psalms 83 from the top, a song or psalm from Asaph: "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. And they take crafty counsel against thy people," which are the Israelites, "and consulted against thine hidden ones," which is referring to the elect and the righteous, and the chosen, right, of the chosen nation of Israel. It says, and they have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharallah," which is Israel, "may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, that they are confederate against thee." Confederate meaning together. And what is that tumult? To murmur, to growl, to roar, cry aloud, mourn, rage. It talks about being in an uproar, tumult. Hebrews 19:93, Hama. Yeah, Hama. They tumult. right? And what's the Confederate? They got that Hama with the Confederate. They making an uproar confederately. It means to be in some kind of agreement and an alliance. Woo! A league, a treaty between men. So they all came together. All these nations behind closed doors. All your ops, your enemies, your opposition, your adversaries came together behind closed doors without you. Evidently, they talking about you. They all came together to talk about you behind your back. So it say here, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarenes, Jabal and Ammon and Amalek, and the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. It's a lot of nations, man. That's a lot of nations. That is a lot. I mean, all of them came together. And I just really want to harpen and expound on the fact that once a brotherly covenant is broken, which Edom has done against Jacob, once a certain kind of betrayal is made, there's no going back. It's irreversible, because there's a there's a guilt there. There's a looking behind your shoulders there for the person you've wronged to make a reaction to that wrong. So now you have to keep trying to eliminate. Now you have to keep trying to perfect your betrayal. Amos 1:11, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with a sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So now you gotta keep. Now you have to. You can't stop and try to. Even though the right thing really is to, the right thing would have been to never have done the deed of wronging to begin with, the transgression. But past that, the right thing is to try to make amends. Try to say, you know what, I messed up. This is wrong. But even then, after that, it's still an irreversible act. It can't be undone. Is nothing you can really do to reparate at that point. The true reparations is gonna come when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai make his elect that was once hunted into the hunters. I'll grab the revelation, man, and then that's really it. Because the kingdom will be taken from by the saints, from the wicked, by violence. The kingdom of heaven will be taken by the saints, and it must be so. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's what we patiently wait and hope for to come very soon. True justice, the true reparations. There's no amount of money that you can pay any of our people for the robbery, the grape, the oppression, the false witness that has been bared against our people. For Esau, Edom is the accuser of the brethren. There's no amount of money you can pay to undo the generational trauma that's been passed down, and the mental and spiritual and emotional anguish and distress that has been caused on generations down and passed down. We talking in chattel slavery, they would beat the father of a child in the womb while the mother watched, to pass on that, on purpose, intentionally, to pass that trauma, to make that child born weak. Psychologically attack the child before it's even born in the womb. by causing stress on a pregnant woman in this chattel slavery. So there's nothing that can be done other than what has been done on us onto them. Esau, Edom must go into slavery, righteously so, in the righteous way. None of the homosexual activities that they was doing to us, but they must go into slavery and servitude and hardcore bondage, double fold worse than what they've done unto us. And then they must be completely destroyed and exterminated as a race after 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven. And then there's peace. And then it is good. Then the state is finished. Then it is reprehended. Until then, we can never trust this nation of people. We can never trust the other nations of people. Hopefully it was edifying. I'm signing off. Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Kwame Asherallah and the Baba Ball.